again. I just can't wait to get on the road again. No, I can't wait to get on the road again. We are heading under the Rocky Mountains, folks. Yeah. Beautiful Sunday afternoon, and we are heading up into the Rockies. Like right now, this very moment, we are heading up into the Rocky Mountains. Notice that sign said, snow chains recommended if these roads are covered in ice. And yeah, trust me, I've been going up this little incline here, this nice, tiny, insignificant little incline here with snow coming down that covered the road completely before I was even halfway up this. It's not fun. The last time we came through this way, going toward Bozeman, we actually got snowed in for a day and a half. That was in December. But here we go. And we came through going the other direction just about a week ago. A week or two ago. Well, here we are. We're at it again. Now, I saw a sign that said wildfire 60 miles out. And that is kind of concerning because this is the Rocky Mountains. Yes, we are in Idaho. But you know, when we get through this little section here, we will be in the ass end of the Yellowstone National Park. In fact, the very last town on this stretch of road is North Yellowstone. Look at that. Elk crossing. Yes, we see a lot of elk out here. We've seen tons of elk. We've had elk cross out in front of us. Not like right in front of us, but cross out in front of us. Oh. The only moose that I've ever seen was already dead on the side of the road. Someone had already hit it. And the fact that someone drove off after hitting something that big amazes me. Don't want to see any critter die. That makes me sad. One time driving through Montana about 2 or 3 years ago, I hit a deer. And you should have heard me. I was upset. I hit a deer. And it was on Sunday.
It turned into a truck like it wanted to marry the truck.
Ooh, slower traffic. We're not as slow, so we're going to get over real quick. This is usually where trucks get stuck, and sometimes they've been known to slide backwards. It's a steep enough if you're a trucker. That is not a chain up area. That's an emergency pull off though. Not much of one. Watch for rock. Yes, you've got to watch out for the rock. He might come out here and lay the smack it down on all their candy. I better stop right there.
I thought they were going to a concert.
But I gave you the view coming the one way the other week. This is the opposite way of what we were going. We were going south. Well, south, southeast, southwest, something like that. We were going northeast. Now, I wish I could guarantee you that we'll see some wild animals, but we probably won't. And if I see one off the side of the out the corner of my eye, well, that ain't gonna matter anyway because you guys won't see it. They do have bear. I have yet to see a bear outside of a zoo. I have seen foxes out here. I love the canines. Sorry. Coyotes, foxes, and wolves are good people in my book. I don't want one as a pet. I don't want one stalking me in the middle of the woods when I have to go take a poo. But I enjoy watching them. We've had to stop there. We are now officially in the Rocky Mountains. That's a good sized emergency pull out. A lot of truckers use it when the weather turns a bit snippy. That exact mountain coming from the other way. Of course, it might not show up for y'all. I forget that the camera doesn't catch until we get closer. It probably just looks like an outline. Beautiful day to be driving through here too. Very very, very beautiful day. Now, I don't know if you saw the sign, but it says like new trees, and then it's got a year next to it. This is the forestry set these trees aside to be cut down for lumber and paper and all that stuff. And then they went in and they planted a bunch of new trees. And what you're seeing are the new trees. I do believe most of these were planted in 1992. I do believe that was the case because that's what the sign said. What's this sign say? Game Yard Flats Road. And yeah, we're gonna have a lot of people passing us. I've got the cruise control on, but we're doing about 63. Let me get that up to 65. They're still gonna be passing us because speed limit's 70. I'm only governed 65 though. Love those clouds. Say part of this trip I hate because 1 minute you're going 45 miles per hour, then they want you back up to 65 miles per hour, then it drops back down to 45 miles per hour, then it raises back up to 60 miles per hour. It's kind of exhausting. That sign back there said new trees 1981. So most of these trees were planted in the 1980s. Just as soon as I build speed back up, I have to slow back down. National Forest, and yes, this forest does have a lot of forest fires. You'll see some of the damage from these forest fires along some of the trunk lines of these trees, like right here. Well, if those trees was on fire, how are they still standing? Because they're green. And they're resilient. Not all of them were lucky enough to survive, but most have. That bug.
Yeah.
We got bug splatter right in front of the camera. Oh no.
Guess he was waiting for his close-up.
The last thing that went through his mind is his butthole. Oh. I wonder if I can slow-mo that and you can see the inverted face plant that he made, you know. It's like, I can't stop! It's what my buddy Mike used to call it, the inverted face plant. That was a big juicy bug too. That's going to be on the video, the rest of the video. Hey, that's what happens when you film live, folks. Nice little valley we're coming into. You've got rivers and little lakes and so on and so forth. Let's see, what's this one? It's the Osborne Bridge.
Needs work.
Well, it doesn't say what the water was underneath it. But at least we know Ozzy Osbourne has a bridge named after him. Can you believe it's been a year? A year to go today. We've been without Ozzy Osbourne. I loved Ozzy's music, especially Black Sabbath. I'm a big, huge fan of Black Sabbath, but I loved Ozzy's music. You know, I was one of them teen metalheads that the PMRC didn't like too much. Anti-establishment. Anyway, his music spoke to me, you know, and he inspired me to write music. Although I can't write music, I can write lyrics. I'm good at that, but writing music itself, I've never been able to do that. Now, apparently, with Suno, I can record my singing voice, and it'll take it and it'll allow me to use my singing voice as the voice to the songs. And I'm probably going to try that. I'm more than likely going to try that. Maybe people won't give me so much hassle about my music being AI if the voice on the music is my voice, huh? Whatever. Gotta drop it down to 45. This is where you'll see it, you know, you'll see me drop the speed down to 45 miles per hour and then go right back up to 60, 65, and then go down to, and then go back up. This town is pretty much a ghost town. All right. Now they're building the brand new Sinclair here, which it is literally a brand new Sinclair. They were building that last year, but you know, snow and bad weather. That's got a grocery store and an Ace Hardware. There's a little fuel stop up here, Phillips 66. We actually got snowed in, where we had to spend a day and a half. But you got all these cabins and like over to the right, behind the Texaco, they've got these little apartments back there that are way expensive, but there's nobody lives there. Nobody lives there because it's way expensive. They came in and you know, the few rich that do live out this way came in and raised the prices up so high that nobody can afford to live out here. So locals just pretty much move away. But yeah, it's Idaho here, but I would live in one of those apartments. I would most definitely live in one of those apartments. I would drive trucks and I'd do maintenance. And these are winterized. You can live in most of these year-round. The only problem with living up in this area is the snow. We've seen it really bad. We have seen it really bad, and we've seen it get bad out of nowhere. We've been on it when it's gotten bad out of nowhere. 1 minute it's fine, it's nice and sunny, and yeah, there's snow on both sides of the road, but oops. Now we're in the midst of a blizzard. Not fun. And I said in that last video, I'd love to come out here, just give me five acres. I don't even need 10 acres. Give me 5 acres. I will build a small house. I will power that thing by solar panels. I'd collect all the water I could. And I'd live off the grid up here. Just 5 acres. got the okay to go back up to speed yet. I gotta drive the speed limit. I don't have a choice. Swift monitors us pretty heavily, so we gotta drive for the camera. That pisses a lot of people off. We get a lot of bad jokes about us. Gonna hit the full 65. Go 55. That down to 45 that quick. Again, about as quickly as I build up the speed. And that's only to 55. That's only to 55 miles per hour. As quickly as I build up speed, it's time to slow back down to 45. I don't know if I would up here. I'm sensitive to cold, and I'm pretty sure the water up here is cold because it's pretty much glacier bed all year round. Don't like cold, it freezes me. I'm not a fan of cold, but I don't like extremely hot either. Right now, the temperature is 87 degrees up here. I bet you anything, it doesn't feel like no 87 degrees up here. It probably feels more like it's in the lower 70s. And I can stand that quite well. I'm sure it has its summertime scorchers though. Everywhere kind of does, unless you live in the land of eternal midnight. back down to 45 miles per hour. They just added this signal in. I noticed this coming back the other way. And it's not a bad signal to have because this is an actual crossroads. You got all sorts of camping and everything else out that way. Oh shit. Light changed up. I could have probably still kept going. Ooh, a 5-ton for sale. I'd buy it. Guy's probably selling it for way more than what it's worth, though. I was actually licensed to drive one of them things. Golly, Sergeant Carter. That was when I was one of them United States Marines. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Let's see what he's going. Woo! 70 miles per hour. Woo. Super trucker. He got to get through here. He's on his hours, boy. See, I ain't looking for no big fancy schmancy house. I don't need a big fancy schmancy house. You know. Living room, a bedroom, a kitchen, and a bathroom. That's all I need. Maybe build a little outbuilding for gaming, where I can do my streams. Outside, have a nice little garden. Grow some corn and some green beans and some peas. watermelons and tomatoes. I don't know if I've got a green thumb. I ain't ever tried, so. Yep, it's trial and error. It'd be trial and error for me, folks. By the way, I've named the bug splatter. That's Rupert. Rupert is going to be a passenger for quite some time, because there's no real truck stop. I mean, there are gas stations that I can pull off into, but I can't get to the squeegees, and most of them don't have squeegees anyway. We're almost at the location where I stopped the video going, you know, the other direction. Beautiful. We are still in Idaho, but we are at the cusp of the Idaho-Montana border. Both kind of wrap around each other. It's kind of ribbed. Get your mind out of the gutter, people. I wasn't thinking that way. Why would you think that way? You know, I wasn't thinking that way. You believe that? I got beachfront property to sell you in Arizona. Just beautiful. Oh my God, I love it out here. I feel alive out here. I do. I feel alive out here. Even this part of Idaho. I'm not a fan of Idaho. I'm not. Just not a fan of Idaho. Southern Idaho is just terrible. You get into Lewiston, it's not as bad, but there's not much. Of course, you get into Lewiston, you're also going into Washington. That's a long trip that I hope never to make again. That would be 4 or 5 videos. Each about 20 hours long. Or probably feel like 20 hours long. Nancy's not a fan of it either. US 95 and then 395. The first time I had to drive that route, I was with my mentor, and there was only one town that seemed to have anywhere where a truck could park, and we stopped and we parked there, and they didn't even have internet out there. They had to use the old style credit card machines to run our cards. Their high school didn't have a football team, it had a rodeo team. I don't think the rain is going to be enough to wash Rupert off.
At least it's a clean rain.
Poor old Rupert. Yeah, it is. It's clean. It's a clean, clean rain. I got to get my windshield wiper replaced. I tore it. That still works enough, though. Slowing down to 55 because, well, that's the speed we're told to drop it down to on what conditions. No cruise control. Look how much more beautiful this looks, even with the rain. Bye, Rupert. Didn't know you well, buddy. I don't know. Should I go ahead and take us into North Yellowstone? Would you like to see North Yellowstone? I've only taken that way once before. And I wasn't quite impressed with it. The scenery wasn't as good as I thought it would have been. But when we stopped the last video through here, it was up on the right. That's where I pulled into to stop that video. I think we'll go the way that I'm used to going, because I know that way. I know the twists and turns. And it really doesn't add or subtract any time to it, so. Them planes aren't out there today, though. Little bush pilots. I'll probably end this video after we get out Venus. That sounds dirty. Wow, this rain's lasting a heck of a lot longer than I thought it would. But, that's okay. I love it when it rains. And anybody loves the rain as much as I love the rain. I like a good thunderstorm. I'd like to be on my back porch with some brewed tea of some kind. Watching a storm roll in. Now, no, I don't want it to tornado, and I don't want big hailstorms to, like, smash my patio windows or anything.
Sorry.
But I love a good storm. It's relaxing. I don't know what it is. It's relaxing. I was told by the people that own that store back there, a lot of the people that do live around here only live around here half the year. They'll abandon their properties, you know, make sure that they're boarded up and taken care of, and then they'll go wherever it is they go during the winter months, because services are pretty terrible out here, and that is something. If you decide to move out to a place like this, that is something that you have to worry about, is services. If it gets a really bad snowfall, are they going to be able to clear the roads to you if you have an emergency? Are you going to get medical aid out here if you have an emergency? I'm sure. Me, I would find a way to survive out here. I ain't done much Call of the Wild. And I'd probably get wrong cooking or trying to clean the animal that I shot if I could shoot it at all. Probably end up poisoning myself. But I'd find a ways to survive. Just make sure we have an internet connection out here, you know? Gotta make sure you have an internet connection out here. A good internet connection. See, I've never been hunting, so I've never had to learn how to hunt. You know. Been fishing. I know how to do that. I'm not that great at it.
Just doesn't do us.
And no, I won't tell my joke about getting worms and that as it's a funny joke, but it is a funny joke. $80.44 acres of land, probably for about $1 million. Probably over $1 million. Come out here and buy the land up like that so nobody else will move around. Nobody else will move near them. It's kind of greedy. Then they'll put big old McMansions like that one up there on the hill. If you're poor, they don't want you out here. You might taint them. It's worse than having an HOA. You got Karen there going, are you gonna mow the lawn? I mowed it yesterday, but it's an inch taller than it was yesterday. No, it isn't. Go away. And if you come back, you better have a pizza. We'll pay the victus. Blah. You must pay the victus. Now you can buy prospecting land up here. They do pan for gold up here. No permanent structures. You can build a shed. They don't consider a shed a permanent structure. but you can't live in that shed.
Or at least get caught.
And they monitor those people. They do. They monitor those people really, really, really well.
Look at the beautiful trees.
Yes. Magnificent. Just wonderful. Every time we come up, I'm not a fan of Bozeman, Montana myself. It's too college. But every time we come up this way to go to Bozeman, it takes my breath away every single time. This is my favorite drive of everywhere that we go. Is just this route here. Sometimes I want to say it's White Pass or something like that. They'll redirect us if these roads are too bad up here, and it just takes us about 20 minutes out of our way, more or less. We have been up here when there's been snow on both sides of the road. You know, head deep. We let old Dashiell Beast out one time, and he went right to his sides in snow. That was the happiest I've ever seen him. Love it out here. guy's probably got a living room, kitchen combo, and a bathroom. Well, where would he sleep if that's all he's got? Well, he sleeps in the living room. Hey, I'd do it. I don't need no 2-story, 3-bed, 12-bath house, man. It's just me and Nancy, you know, and Dash. I don't need no multi-level house. I don't need no, you know, nothing like that. Chances are if I built a bedroom, it wouldn't be a bedroom. We'd have a living room, and the bedroom would be where we'd have our desk set up for our with our computers and stuff. We're not gonna get traditional appliances. Being in the truck, we know exactly what we need to cook anything from a dinner between us to a big friggin' feast. You don't need an oven, you don't need a stove, you don't need a microwave. All that counter space that you have for your kitchen, all you need is a sink and a dishwasher if you want one of them. A lot of the bushcrafters and off-the-gridders, they make heated outhouses. That's where they've got their shower and their toilet set up. I don't know if I could do that. Gonna be quite honest, I don't know if I could do that. I think I'd have a problem middle of the damn winter, waking up, going out to the outhouse, heating it up, taking a shower, and having to smell my own poo. But there are a lot of them that do that. Watch the YouTube videos. Some of them do amazing things. But some of them also have power tools and know-how that I don't have. That's the problem. I'd love to learn. I'd take y'all on that journey with me, just so you could laugh every time I had a 2x4 hit me in the head because I didn't nail it the right way, or get your mind out of the gutter. Talking to you, Shield Maiden and El Pappy. I know what you guys were thinking. In the summertime, I'd run around on the property in a kilt. Why? Because I'm pretty sure the neighbors would call the police if I was running around naked. I mean, I can't necessarily blame them. I wouldn't necessarily blame them. Look at that river. Nice and clear, clean. I'm shouting out Shield Maple Meadow Pappy, so
Now turn left.
I've been doing that in most of these vloggers. I've been calling out somebody or another. Trying to get elite games to 400. Yeah, that's still going on. Trying to get elite games to 400. He deserves it.
Follow the road.
He deserves to get to 500. Go again. Learning from a YouTube channel is cool, but a lot of people, they don't understand. Number one, these people, they're not doing this in just a day. It takes them several days to get everything put up and at least where they can go inside and keep the elements off of them. Number two, they got a lot of money. And they got backups to the backups to the backups. And a lot of them have years of know-how, years of building things like that. So they're experts in their field. Yes. That's not going to go your way if you just watch one of their videos and you go out there and you decide to make yourself a house like that. You could very well waste your time. Minecraft survivalists. Some of those videos are really cool, but I wonder how many of those videos are AI. I mean, the pictures might not be AI. Or the pictures are AI. Their thumbnails to their videos are AI. But how much of that's not AI? Because trust me, if I could do something like that, I would have already done that. I would have went off the grid a long time ago. I wouldn't be working for nothing. I'd be living in my cave house that I built next to a river. That's fully air conditioning and it has AM and FM radio. Hot and cold running malaria. Well, there you go, John. You're picking on AI stuff. And you use AI stuff yourself. Yep, I do. I'm not picking on AI. But you're going to tell me that a man with an axe went out and built this nice, cozy, out-of-the-way thing, and it always seems to be such a nice area of woods, too. Such a nice area of the woods. And I have to wonder, does he own the property? I saw one that made me cry. I did. The guy spent all summer long, had a countdown on it, where he took an old rusted out van that was just left out in the middle of nowhere, and he reconditioned it and actually made it a functioning cabin. A very, very nice functioning cabin. So he goes away and he comes back next year and somebody tore it up, just destroyed it. It was like, oh man, why would anybody do that? Why would someone take somebody else's hard work and just destroy it like that, you know? I know with a little bit of guidance I could probably do something like that. Take something and recondition it. I need a little bit of guidance though. I ain't gonna say that I'd be totally smart on how to do that. I think I'd be upset too. That guy just had tears in his eyes. I see all his work destroyed like that. Have to have internet, though. We would. We'd have to have internet. Out of everything, we would definitely need internet. Watch a lot of TV anymore. What we do watch is usually on a streaming service of one kind or another. So we're not worried about television. To have a way to stream. That solar power. I'd get me a bunch of them solar panels that you can get at Home Depot, and I would power my house through solar. I might even get me a windmill, because those can have double purposes. Those have double purposes. Banks of the Madison River. Not fishing. Nancy can't have fish. She's allergic to fish. That's why I don't have a lot of fish, and that's why I don't keep a lot of fish around her, because she does break out if it gets anywhere near her. My surprise, one time I took her to Chinese food when we first started dating. I gave her an egg roll, and she bit into that egg roll, and boom! What is this? It's a shrimp egg roll. Yep, first impressions. First impressions. I didn't know. She never told me, but yeah. Look at that clear sky. I'm gonna find that in Salt Lake City. I'm surprised the roads are busier than what they normally are. Yeah, I know it's Sunday and we've got travelers and tourists, but a lot of time this road is bare. And I'm not talking about bare aspirin. No, that's not a cheap plug either. Such a beautiful, beautiful piece of land. This is why we want to move up here. Of course, we want to move closer to a place called Havre. This area of Montana is getting to the point where it's not very cost effective for it used to be Montana was called poor with a view. Take that for what it's worth. But to live out here, I'd give about anything. I say about anything. There are a couple things I won't give up. But I would. I'd give just about anything. This state is the only state that Nancy and I agree on 100%. And that wasn't always the case. We were OTR. We delivered to a hometown store right there on the border. I don't think it was Missoula. I think it was a little bit past Missoula. Going up into the mountains. And when, instead of taking us all the way back to the interstate, which was miles away, took us on this back route in through a forest with roads that I don't think semi-trucks should have been on. Nancy especially didn't believe that a semi-truck should be going down these roads.
I lived on streets like that.
Just really twisty and turny. And there for a while, she was, I don't want to live in Montana. I don't want to live in Montana. We started driving from Walmart. We'd go up to Butte, or we'd come out here to Bozeman, or Helena, or Great Falls, or Havre. And she's absolutely fallen in love with this area. The best part is our snow dog gets snow. Dash loves the snow. He loves to play in the snow. He loves to run around and fling snow everywhere. He is definitely a snow dog. I can't get him near any type of water source at all. But he loves the snow. I don't tell him that snow is actually a water source. This is just such a beautiful day. Such a beautiful, wonderful day. And I'm glad I get to spend it with y'all. I'm glad I get to spend it with y'all. I know, I haven't been streaming as much, and a lot been going on, and I explained that in another video. There has been a lot going on, and I'm not gonna lie, you might not get but 2 videos a week as far as streaming wise goes. And the reason I say that is not that I don't want, it's not that I want to quit streaming or anything. It's timing, number one. Number two, I had Planet Crafter with Dave and Ludi the other day, and things kind of fell apart really quick, and I couldn't figure out what was wrong or anything else. I ended up having Shuggy jump in and helping me out, and God bless him. So I think I'm going to take it easy on my computer until I get a newer computer. Say a newer computer, chances are Angie's going to steal whatever I get. That's okay, because her computer's awesome too.
And she's actually offered it to you.
Yes, dear. Almost to Enos. This has been fun. This has been a fun vlog. I like this one. Tuesday, I'm returning with Dave and Ludi. Time to be determined for Planet Crafter. But I know our sister Rogue out there has been wanting me to do PUBG with her, and if we can work it out Wednesday night, maybe it will be PUBG. It'll be later than what I'm normally streaming now. It won't be you know, early in the morning or afternoon or whatnot. It'll be a little bit later. And that's one of those games that I've been wanting to play myself. But there is a discussion I have to have with the lady in the truck with me, and that'll be off camera. That maybe after dinner's cooked Tuesday night, coming back with some retro video rewind. Victus After Dark. But that'll be a discussion for later. I'm not going to guarantee nothing. Will I ever do my birthday stream? My birthday was July 4th. Yes, I was planning on doing a birthday stream. It was going to take place but we had a lot of issues going on. I think it ended up just me playing Retro Video Rewind. You know, it wasn't necessarily a birthday stream, but it was a stream. And it was a game that I loved playing. No, I'm not gonna do a birthday stream. Simply because we're past that point. We're past that point. I think maybe next year we'll do a birthday stream. Next year we'll do a birthday stream. We'll plan it out months in advance. That way, if anything tragic happens, well, I've got a backup plan. Tragic. Hey, the truck broke down, okay? That was kind of tragic. I think that truck hated me as much as I hated it. Truck we're in, the newish truck we're in, I love this truck. It's not as good as 210330. I miss that truck. Little wind. That tells me we might have thunderstorms later on. We're only about 61 miles outside of Bozeman. Probably 50. That's counting the mileage to get to the store. This has been a fun vlog. Maybe one day when I'm YouTube famous, I still wouldn't be able to afford all land because YouTube famous ain't nothing. Not unless you can get over 1 million subscribers. Fox Amy. Gosh, there were a lot of milestones this week. Everybody either hit 500 or they hit 300 or 200. Rink just hit 100 subscribers. She doesn't stream, but she is in a lot of Cozy Chaos's videos, and Cozy Chaos even reached a milestone this week. Rogue Rabbit finally reached a milestone this week. It's been crazy. Continue to support. Yes. Like I said, Elite Games out there. Elite is one hell of a streamer.
In a few days, he'll be having a birthday stream.
In a few days, he'll be having his birthday stream. Can we get him to 400 at least on his birthday? He was at 382 last night when I saw him. Can we get him to 400 just for his birthday? That would be awesome. That would be very, very awesome. We grow because we support each other. And, you know, that's how communities get big. That's how, like, Vanos and Bluey and Dahi and all those big YouTubers, YouTube-rich celebrities got started. They brought their people over from their communities and shared. I was just lurking in chat at Shannon H, who is a 5M RPer. It wasn't too long ago, and there were people that I know from the communities I run with now. We grow. Go find a streamer, just any streamer. I don't care who you are or who it is. If they got 100 followers, if they are 100 subscribers, if they got 200 subscribers, go in, subscribe to them, give them a like, give them some love. Let them know that they're not alone in their journey to have fun and be entertaining. We are coming up on the town of Enos, and as soon as we get out of town, this video will be done. Old steam engine right there. Y'all didn't know that. God, I love
Quarters
this
of a
little
mile,
town.
keep
I
right.
really do. It's tourist as all heck can be. It's major, major, major tourist trap. And I'm sure the people that actually live here, they hate the tourism, but they love the tourism at the same time. They hate it because their town isn't their town, but they love it because of the money it brings them.
Summertime in the town.
Oh yeah,
1/4 of a mile, keep right onto North Main Street.
a lot of restaurants, some shops.
They got a pot shop. I didn't know that was legal here.
Like I said, they probably don't like these tours too much, but it brings them money. That little Porsche was gonna back into me.
Well, now we know how they got the Porsche.
Right? Little tuggy.
Now keep right. Follow the road for 16 miles.
And we are about done, folks. Little town of Enos for you once again, going the opposite direction as the last video I did.
And you get to see their big old hospital.
And you get to see their big old hospital and their Family Dollar and an RV coming out all wildly, swerving a boat all around himself. And I hope it's been fun for y'all, because it sure has been for me. And may your dreams bring you fortune. And may love make you wealthy. Y'all have a good night, and we'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.